Big Swole 58 here. Welcome back. Today I want to show you the gun that I've chosen as my personal defense and everyday carry weapon. And it may be one you're familiar with, and you may not be. But anyway, it is the FNS 9. First off, one of the things I like about this gun is it comes in what I consider to be one of the nicest carrying cases on the market. It's a perfect size, real nice and sturdy. And comes with a pre-molded plastic insert. Everything, the gun and all of its accessories fit real nice and neatly in all of the preformed compartments. And it's, like I said, it's one of the nicest ones I think on the market. The gun itself, it's a polymer frame, 9mm high capacity striker fired handgun. This particular model here is a 4-inch variant that has a stainless slide black polymer frame. They come in other configurations. You can get a compact model, I think it has a 3-inch barrel, and you have a long slide version that actually same size frame and everything, but it has a 5-inch slide, but it has the same magazine capacity. Accessories that come with the gun, it comes with two interchangeable back straps. This is the spare one. It's straight for those of you that like a gun that has a straight grip. The one that's mounted on the gun is arced, and both back straps come with the lanyard ring. So I want to set this aside and let's talk a little bit about the gun. All right, this is the FNS 9. It's a 17 round high capacity 9mm polymer frame striker fired handgun made by FN America. This model has a stainless steel slide and barrel, and as I stated before, it comes with 3 very well made steel high capacity magazines. They have both witness holes and unnumbered, and they're covered with some sort of anti-corrosion material that actually makes them easy to slide in and out and resist corrosion from just everyday usage. So the gun itself, this is going to be more of an overview, not a review. So I'm just going to start at the top and work my way down, and hopefully I won't miss anything. And I'll explain to you why I've chosen this gun as my everyday carry. And I believe it will compare favorably and at least competitively with anything else out there on the market in this sector. All right, this is a 4-inch variant, stainless steel slide. Now this model is about the same size as a Glock 19. Now I may use some references from some other gun manufacturers, some other gun models, but it's not to prop either manufacturer's gun up or to knock anybody's down. Just using it just for comparison purposes only. Now, it's about the same size again, I say, as a Glock 19. Definitely about the same width, same height, same weight. But the grip angle on this gun is more inclined to that of a Smith & Wesson M&P, and that is one of the reasons why I like this gun so much. You can get a real good high grip up on it, and but it sits low enough in the hand where the bore axis is low, and you don't get a lot of muzzle flip under fire. One of the things I do like about it too, it has this real short beaver tail that's not long, where it presses down into the hand, but it's just long enough to prevent that dreaded slide bite that you'll get if you got thicker hands, or you get with some guns that may not have a beaver tail, much of one at all. All right, this model comes with 3-dot sights, 1-dot front, 2-dot rear, and these are all steel sights. They're dovetailed in front and rear, and they're both drift adjustable. Now these are just painted sights. They're not night sights or any type of true glow sights or anything like that, but you can get models that come with factory equipped night sights. And if you don't and you want to change them, Like I said, everything's dovetailed in, and there's, just a slew of aftermarket options for these guns. So I was even considering replacing these with maybe with some night sights, but right now I'm happy with what they are. Now the front sight on this one has a much larger, or slightly larger rather, dot than the rear sights. Kind of makes it easy for target acquisition. They're all steel, so they're not going to break under usage or droppage. So that's another thing I like about it. The slide itself is all stainless steel. It's got really nice serrations front and rear, and it's easy to get a nice grip on them. They're cut at a very slight angle that really makes them easy. Really makes it easy for you to get a good grip. Another thing I like about the slide, and as I mentioned before, saying that this gun is about the same size as a Glock 19, but the slide has been cut down on both sides and sculpted a bit, and it takes a lot of weight out of the gun. So it's very well balanced, and when the gun's on the fire, you don't get a lot of muzzle flip because the slide weighs less than, say, the Glock or the M&P and Springfield and some other guns, again in the same genre. Frame comes with a 4-position 1913 tile Picatinny rail. It'll accommodate most lasers and lights, and the frame, it's not narrow, but it's smooth, and it's very clean, and the stempling provides a real good grippage, and it's aggressive, but not enough where it digs into the palms of your hand. I mean, I really like the feel of it. Has a really nice large trigger guard, so even those with bigger, fatter fingers or gloved hands, you can easily get in and out of the trigger guard with no hiccup. And all of the controls on the gun are ambidextrous, aside from the takedown lever. Now this gun takes down just like an M&P and just like a Springfield XD series, and it just comes apart very easily. The magazine release button is truly ambidextrous. It's already buttons on both sides, so you don't have to flip anything around. It just works both equally as well from both sides of the gun. And one of the things too I like about this gun is it's got a beveled magazine well, so it's easy to get magazines in and out of the gun, easy to find with it being beveled. As far as the trigger goes, now it's very M&P like. It has the trigger has a pivot pin in it, and it's kind of a two-piece trigger or two-part trigger where you have to actuate the trigger in order to release the trigger safety, and then it's just like an M&P. Now, out of the box, it's even gritty like an M&P, but unlike the M&Ps, this one kind of wears in pretty quickly, and it smooths out a lot. Now, FN says that the trigger weight on this gun is between 5.5 and 7.5 pounds. Now, I would believe it's more close to 7.5 pounds right out of the box because it was pretty kind of gritty and stiff. And I really didn't like it all that much at first, but after about 400 rounds, it's like the trigger's really smoothed out a lot, and it became a very consistent. I'd put it somewhere around 5.5 to 6 pounds. Very consistent. And one of the things I really love about it is the reset. Now it's audible and you can feel it in your trigger finger. But the thing I like the most about it, it's a consistent reset, and there is no more creep back to where it breaks, and it breaks crisp and concisely in the same spot every time. It's reset and you're right up against it and it breaks again. It's a very nice trigger once you get it worn in a little bit. It takes about 400 rounds. In terms of reliability for this gun, I've probably put between 4,000 and 5,000 rounds through it. and I haven't had not one hiccup, and that's with every kind of ammo you can think of, including hollow points, steel cased and brass. And it has fed, fired, extracted, and ejected every round. I haven't had not one problem with it. So I would, in terms of reliability and dependability, I would put it up there amongst any other gun in this sector. The fit and finish on it is excellent. Um, nice, frame to slide fitment on both sides of the gun and to the rear. There's nothing rattling, excessively on it. It's a beautiful gun and beautifully made. Price wise, I think they're competing very well in the price for, again, guns in this sector. I've had this one for a number of years, and I know I paid under $300 for it when I bought it. I'm sure they're much higher than that now because they're beginning to gain a little bit more popularity amongst gun owners. But it's an excellent gun, and I think it's definitely a good option for those looking for guns of this type. Now, I wouldn't typically buy a gun that has a manual safety for personal defense or everyday carry, and I didn't buy this gun for that purpose originally. But I was so overwhelmed by the gun once I started using it, at the range, that I decided to use it as my personal defense gun. Now, I've used it and practiced with it with the safety on and with the safety off, and I haven't had an issue with it at all. It's a small safety. It's too is ambidextrous, but it actuates, it engages and disengages very easily, and it almost seems like it's just part of the natural gripping motion that it'll knock that safety off and hold it off when you're using it. Now, I practice with it on, I practice with it off, and I haven't had an issue with it either way. So for any of you that may be looking for a duty size, high capacity 9mm handgun for personal defense or concealed carry, I think you ought to consider giving this one a try. I think it's a real good option, and I really believe you'll be pleased. So that's all I got. This is why I've chosen this gun for my personal defense gun. Thanks for watching.